Yeah, I think for us, it's been something that we spoke about when we got together in preseason, wanting to pursue trophies aligned with sort of the ambitions of the club, and we're one step away from that. It's been sort of a culmination of everyone pitching in throughout the journey of the Open Cup, a lot of big performances by a lot of players on the team, and I think everybody's focused and excited and prepared to put in a good performance.
Thanks, Coach. Dr. Court. You've gone with Brian the whole way in the net in the Open Cup. Will you stick with him for the championship game?
Brian's available for selection. Yep.
What has he shown you in this process, though? It's been an opportunity for him.
Yeah, listen, being sort of the backup goalkeeper, it's a difficult position to be in because you kind of have to be ready at all times. I think Brian's done a tremendous job day in and day out to be prepared for when his number's called in the games to perform. And so for us, I think, really just proud of his focus and his day-to-day professionalism that gives everybody the confidence that when his number's called, he'll be able to step up and perform.
Steve?
BJ, you've spoken throughout. Your team has reflected the importance that you place on this tournament, aside from MLS and other competitions, especially now that you're here on the doorstep. How much does the intensity raise with the opportunity in front of you?
Yeah, I think whenever you play in a final, sort of the lights are bright. Obviously there's a lot of attention on it. But for us, I think we've been preparing all season for it. We've had a lot of different situations that have occurred throughout the year, up a goal, down a goal, man down. So I think, being able to draw on all of those experiences will help us when it kind of, comes down to a final. And, I think for us, we're prepared to do that. We've talked about that, and I think the group is focused to do that.
Austin has been near the top of the league in fewest goals allowed, so certainly they're going to try and defend you well. What's the key to cracking that and playing a little bit more of your game against them?
Yeah, I think you see Nico's done a tremendous job with that group. They're very organized defensively. Not only are they organized defensively, but they're adaptable defensively. The way that they can change in and out of games to sort of neutralize what the opponent is doing. And for us, I think you said it. It's just continuing to be ourselves. Keep the message simple, keep the play simple, and just kind of execute the same way we've been doing all year.
PJ, the fact that the team lost those away games in different forms and shapes, was that part of the conversation this week at all?
No. Well, for us, we know what the final is. It's a one-off game. We've earned our way there, and for us, I think it's just about sticking to the way that we prepare, sticking to the process on how we go about the preparation, both on the field and off the field for recovery, and look to bring an energized performance on Wednesday night.
Now, having two guys like Mukhtar and Serge in the conversation for most valuable players, and also Andy Nahar's candidate for Defender of the Year, does that give Nashville any step forward for this game?
I think for us, it just shows the depth of the team. I think you can't just key on one individual, and that's been the strength of this team the whole season, is that you're getting contributions from many different people, and you're getting contributions at key times from many different people, even when you look at the Open Cup run and who's scored goals and who's stepped up. So for us, I think it's a great trait that we have and a great strength that we have, that we have players that are performing at a high level, and we're having contributions from many different players as well.
Chris?
How much do you talk to your guys, maybe when you're there, pregame or whatever, just about embracing the arena and the moment that you're in right now? Like, it took a lot of work to get there, enjoying the moment, but also going out and taking what's yours.
Yeah, I think you always constantly remind them to put a smile on their face. These are the type of games that when you're a kid and you're in the backyard and you're kicking the soccer ball and you're making up ideas in your head of who you are, shooting a penalty and emulating some of your, sort of heroes. I think it's a good time to just sort of reflect on that and sort of reflect on what's kind of your why and what's your purpose, and just give that a second. So for sure, that's something that will, take a brief moment to remind everybody, hey, this is a special opportunity. A final, you don't know when finals come. You work for them all the time, but they're always earned. They're never just given to you. And yeah, you have to soak it in when you get the chance.
And also too, this will be the beginning of October, which is, we've come to almost the finish line of the regular season. There's just a couple of more games after this. How much can this maybe help set the tone for a nice run that you guys want to go on?
Yeah, and it's certainly, anytime you can get a result that's positive, it starts to build momentum. I think that started with a really good performance against Houston on Saturday night, and we're gonna just continue to try to build on that and know that we're gonna need contributions from everybody on the team.
Gentry?
Yeah, BJ, given that it is a cup final, would you like to see a neutral site for this? I mean, obviously it's a disadvantage for you guys having to go there.
I think there's, in this country, I think if you go to a neutral site, it makes it difficult for both sets of fans to get there. I think first and foremost, we want to continue to grow the green. We want to have packed environments. We want to play in good environments. And so for us, we expect that at Austin. They've got a great fan base. We've got a great fan base. I know there's a lot of people. I've been looking at the prices of the flights and watching it get jacked up. So that means there's a lot of people from Nashville buying tickets. So I think it'll be a great environment, and that's what you want for a cup final.
As you've gone through this tournament, how easy or how difficult has it been to get some of your veterans to kind of buy into the importance? I mean, I know Nashville wasn't in this tournament last year, and you kind of start seeing what's capable at the end, but there at the start, what do you think was the key to getting the investment for the performances you had?
I think right in the beginning of the year, we set our mind to pursuing trophies. This season, we had the opportunity to compete for 3. That's what was available to us, and that's what we set our mind to. And I think the whole group did a great job of aligning aligning behind that vision. You're getting to a point where you're able to align behind a vision that's bigger than yourself, committing to each other that we're going to do this. And I think, together you can go a lot further than alone. And the team from January 10th has been, I would say, really focused on that.
We'll go ahead and move to the Zoom. Go ahead and ask 2 questions if you have them. Again, if you have a question, please use the hand raise function. And please identify yourself and your outlet. We'll start with Ben.
Yeah, hey BJ, Ben Wright with 615 Soccer. Sorry if you hear some background noise. I'm actually in line to board a flight right now. I'm just curious. In a one-off game, we've seen just kind of a different kind of level from both teams in the past rounds of the Open Cup. How much different is it in a final where you have 2 teams playing for the first piece of trophy for either side? Do you have to throw kind of form out the window and just take this as a unique game?
Yeah, I think these are standalone games. So you can take form, you can take everything, and you kind of push it aside. I don't think it's indicative of what the result is going to be. You're going to see both teams that are going to compete from the first whistle to the final whistle as hard as they can. I think both teams are going to be prepared to do that, and I think it's going to come down to sort of the little moments of the games, the block top shots, the winning of duels, maybe a loose ball here or there. That's usually what these finals come down to, and the team that's able to capitalize will be the team that's victorious.
And then you talked about just flights and fans traveling to Austin. I know playing at home is a huge advantage, but what does it do when you're on the road and you see even a small section of away supporters, but you know that you have people on the ground who came to watch? Does that do anything for the players on the field?
For sure. Any of the support that we get from the Nashville fans, we've been feeling it the whole year at Geodis Park. We've even seen it on the road. Some of the away crowds have been tremendous. For us, it's always it's a nice reminder to have that support, but also it continually remembers that we're doing this for something bigger than ourselves, and then how much it means to the club, the people that work at the club. You extend that to the fan base and all the way through the city and the state of Tennessee. So that's not lost on us, and when you see that, it's just a great reminder knowing that you have that support.
Jacob Shames.
Yeah, BJ, win or lose on Wednesday, you just have 2 days before your next league match at Montreal, and obviously win or lose, a huge, probably emotional turnaround from that before that game. Have you talked with the team about maybe how you handle just that turnaround going into the final part of the season?
No, all we've been talking about since Saturday night till the end of Wednesday night will be Austin. That's what our main focus is. After the Austin game, we will decide. We will look at Montreal. But for right now, our focus is completely on Austin.
Anything else, Jacob? We'll go to Valère.
Hey, BJ. You've talked about in these press conferences in the past. You've talked about losing a couple of the Cup finals with Philadelphia. As an assistant coach, is there any experience there that you kind of share with the players from that you'll learn something that maybe they can use going into this match?
I mean, I think you always learn from every game, and from every final. I would say, understanding that the game comes down to moments. Two of those games that we played went into extra time and one went into penalties. And you have to play from the opening whistle to the final whistle. And many times they're decided, again, by little moments. A shot that goes off the post versus a shot that goes in, or a penalty call, or the way you respond to something that happens on the field. All of the little things stack up, and the more moments that you can get in your favor, the better chance you have of winning.
And then just on Johnny Perez and Ahmed Qasim, are they available for selection for Wednesday?
Johnny's not available. Ahmed is day-to-day, yep.
Rosangela on the Zoom.
Yes, Coach, what has this U.S. Open Cup run revealed about the character and depth of your squad?
I think the Open Cup has shown a light on how we are a real team from top to bottom. You've had a lot of you have a lot of players that have contributed to this run, have played big moments in this run, and that's the beauty of a tournament, is that you're going to call on everybody. And for us, it's been a great, I think, tribute to see them all rise to the occasion and make an impact. We're all going to be together in Austin, and that's the way it should be, because this is, I think they've represented Nashville as a true team.
Thank you.
Any other questions in the room?
Yeah, Coach, as a coach, your job is putting your players in a position to achieve. The team you took over a year ago, to have them in position to play for a trophy now, how gratifying is that for you?
Yeah, I think for us it's gratifying that when you can articulate and lay out a vision, and you can get a group of people to align behind it and work towards it daily, there's a lot of satisfaction. I think a lot of us are proud of what we've been able to achieve so far this season. I think it's okay to take that pause and reflect on that, but also at the same time understand, and it gives us confidence moving into a cup final that we've achieved a lot of good things this year, and if we can rely on those experiences in the final, we should be able to put in a good performance.
I think it's almost ironic that it comes down to these two teams, given you guys history. I mean, it's right down the middle between you both.
Yeah, I mean, Austin, again, Austin's a young club, we're a young club. I think it's great to see two of us in a final competing for a trophy. And like I said, I think that's when everything kind of gets thrown out the window, and you're going to see two teams really go after it on Wednesday night.
Do you think it's a sign of the depth they've been able to build on the roster here, that you've been able to do this and, win all a side tournament as well as compete as well as you have in MLS?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think as you see across the league, you need to be able to count on all your players, and we've had a lot of players step up, whether that's, young players like Matt Corcoran and Chris Applewhite, who played in the Orlando game, to Wyatt Meyer, who started the first game of the season and then scores a crucial goal in the Orlando, all the way to somebody like Teal Bunbury, who's a veteran who gets to play, in the Chattanooga game and big games for us. So I think you see across the board guys putting in big performances when they're called upon, but at the same time, it goes to the professionalism that they put in day to day, right? Day to day, they're putting the work in so that when their moment comes, they're ready for it.
Different managers will handle it differently roster-wise. And how much of a priority has this been for you all season in terms of the 11 you're putting out there?
I think from the beginning we said we're going to take the Open Cup seriously. It's something that we believe in here at the club. It's the oldest trophy that you can compete for in the United States. It's a great trophy, meaning that anybody can put together a team and enter this tournament. It's a true national tournament that's open for everybody, and to win it and to be that representative for a year, I think we take tremendous pride in that.
Vijay,
Last question, Claudia, go ahead.
What are the feelings inside the Callaghan's family when they see you play for your second title? I mean, I know you did with the United States already in the Cup. This is the second one, and what's the feeling inside the family?
In my family, yeah, I think you're only as good as your support group, and so they've been with me through thick and thin, and I think they're proud.